Hey chat! Oh, too used to saying chat. Where do I even start? You might know me from a certain other channel about languages called Rhapsody in Lingo. My name is Israel, that's my usual intro. But outside of languages, I am first and foremost a composer. And I've been doing YouTube for a while, since 2020. And I'd like to think I've gotten reasonably good at it. And I've always wanted to use those skills I've earned from doing language YouTube to my music things. So I've been thinking, I kind of want to do like a composer vlog thing. I wanted to do a video where I showed you how I would compose a new piece, how I would go about it. I filmed something actually, but didn't really go anywhere. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome to the channel. This is my own music channel. It's got my name on it. I've put all my music on there, on the good recordings, good pieces, good music. I enjoy it, so I hope you will like my music as well. If you somehow know me from the other channel and you just stumble upon this, whatever the algorithm does, welcome as well. I hope you enjoy my other content because this is going to be very different. I'm going to talk about music. It's still the same sort of yapping, but this is that's my thing. It's my main profession. Okay, I have almost a PhD in music composition, so I hope I know what I'm talking about or doing. Anyway, the point is, I just turned 29 a few days back, and then I've got a new idea because I've got a friend who organized a huge birthday party for their 30th birthday because they were like, oh, we might not have a better occasion to actually throw a big party. I might not get married, so let's just do it for my birthday. And it's a nice round number. It's like a milestone. People say like 30 is when your life really starts. I'm approximately a year behind them, so I was like, I kind of want to do something big as well for my 30th, because for my 29th, I basically did nothing. I'm at that age where I'm like a bit tired of birthday celebrations. I feel like it's a bit superfluous. My partner's living in a different country, so we didn't really do anything physically together. So I had a nice chill dinner with a friend, but that's it. But that got me thinking. I was like, what can I do for my 30th? I could obviously organize a party. That is always an option that's out there, but that doesn't feel really like my style. It's not my thing to go to parties. Like I don't like loud places. I like to like chat with some dear friends, catch up, talk about everything. That's my style. And then I remembered, wait, I'm a composer. That is my thing. I could just do that thing and then call it a party. So this is my idea. That's the pitch for this video and the upcoming series, okay? For my 30th birthday, I want to write a series of 30 piano pieces and play it in a concert. Does that sound good? More details to come. That's the basic pitch. The reason behind that is because I have been wanting to write like a piano album for a very long time, because I've been composing for a long time, but the thing with composing is I don't get motivated. Like when I have a project coming, like I have a workshop, I have a concert coming, I'm writing for certain ensemble, certain orchestra, whatever, I get more motivation to do that because I have a deadline and it's gonna happen. But even though I'm primarily a pianist, I want to write some stuff for myself. That's what lots of people have done historically. That's what some of my friends do all the time. When they have some free time, they go and write some music. What I've been doing instead of that is making videos, right? So I just couldn't find the motivation without the external pressure. I couldn't motivate myself to do this stuff, like especially because I'm not earning money on that if I write music for myself. Unless some of you want to commission that series of pieces, you're very open to, please get in touch if you want to commission me or like pay me to write music. That would be lovely. Any type of music. Anyway, so now I'm setting myself a deadline. I'm going to have 365 days, actually no, hold on, 362 days from now to write a set of 30 pieces. And then I sort of did the maths and then realized, wait, no, that's a lot of pieces, mate. That 30 pieces is a lot. And if you do the maths, it's basically a piece every 12 days, which makes sense, like 12 months times 30 days divided by 30 pieces, 12 days, right? So it's not going to be like fully fledged 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute pieces. That takes ages. Like, it's gonna take me a month to write one piece. It's gonna be like tiny miniatures. I've done miniatures before. In my first year, I've done like 2-minute miniatures as like an etude, like practice writing music. This one's gonna be like even smaller miniatures. So what I'm envisioning is something like the Schumann, like short pieces, the sets of short pieces like Carnival, Kinderszenen, that kind of stuff. Fantasiestücke, which I've played before. I really enjoy playing them. Like, I can't play them from memory. It sounds something like this. Right? What else? There's one that's like that. I changed my mind. I'm gonna like look at the score just to make sure I'm playing the right thing, because I'm putting this on the internet. The point is, if you don't know those pieces well, they are basically quite short. I mean, they vary a lot in length. There is like ones that are like literally half a page long, maybe if they're slow. There are also like Chopin pieces like that. I think there was that a prelude? This one. This one is like a few lines, a few systems, that's it. Well, that's slow. I played it a bit faster than I should. I wasn't anticipating playing here, but I'm on a piano, what can I say? Anyway, pretty short, some like half a page, some a few systems. So I'm envisioning something like that. So the next question is, what is it gonna be about? The most straightforward answer would be like one piece per year, because that's like 30 years, 30 pieces. That just makes sense, right? But that sounds like pretty boring. That feels too obvious. And the last thing I want to do in my music is to do something that's very obvious and literal. So I gave it a few thoughts. I talked about this with my friend, and then they gave me suggestions like 10 special moments, 10 moods, 10 years, 10 things I did. So I gave those a thought. I did think about 30 different moods, which is actually quite difficult. And then I got the idea. I could do 10 events, but not just any events, but events that changed my life, events that made me who I am now, events that shaped me. You could even call them turning points. Because when you think about it, your life, or like the place you are right now, is completely dependent on certain things that happened in your past. And if things had just gone slightly differently, you could have been a completely different person, you could be in a different country, you could be doing a different job, and so on. Like, I could have been an engineer. I was going to be. I could have been a translator. I sort of still am, and I'm still studying to be an interpreter, but that's beside the question. So I think that's like pretty symbolic, just talking about what kinds of events made me who I am now. And through that, I could also tell the story of my life until I'm 30 anyway. That's the idea. So the next thing is, what kind of events I want to talk about. So I started brainstorming, and that's sort of the thing that's been like drawing my attention away from everything else. Like, I was in a research seminar yesterday, I was in concert, and my brain was like, oh, think about what happened in my past, or anything that was special, that kind of stuff. I had a lot of ideas. I'm not quite at 30 yet, but I feel like once I'm done going through my entire lifetime, I will have more than 30, and I will have to cut them down. So this, I should have said this earlier, but this is going to be the start of a new video series where finally, as I've always wanted to do, I'm going to make I'm going to make videos about making music, and throughout the upcoming year, I'm going to keep updating you on how it's going, how many pieces I've written, or like where I'm at with the pieces, how they're sounding, etc., etc. But today, because it's like the brainstorming session, like you and I, we're brainstorming, you know, you're giving your input, even though you don't know anything about my life. So I guess like I'm brainstorming and you're listening. I'm gonna start like writing down what kinds of events I want to write about. So I have some ideas here. The difficult thing is choosing 30 and also like deciding on events that are different in mood, right? Because I want the music to sound different. I want each short piece to have its own like distinctive sound and emotions in it. So I don't want like 3 things to have the same feeling, even though obviously each event's going to feel slightly different. So I have my notes here. I'm going to start writing down, and I think I'm going to get to like 20 something until I end this video and then like go to the edit. So 30 moments that shaped me or made me who I am. I don't know, what's a good tagline? I think the title of the piece of the album is going to be Turning Points. That is, oh shit, that sounds very political. Oh, thanks Charlie Kirk for like taking the phrase away from me. I really like the phrase turning points. Turning, I mean, it's not turning point, it's turning points. Or I could just do what I've been doing for the past few pieces. I just use the Cantonese. After all, it's my language, and I know people that use their languages for their pieces. Why not? Like, if you want, you could give it like an English translation of the title and call it Turning Points. But the main title is going to be in Cantonese. I think I'm going to do that. I'm proud of this language. And also, Turning Points in Cantonese is a pretty cool word. It's got a special character that you rarely ever get to use, which is lead. Turning point is 轉捩點. The lead is a very relatively unique character. I might as well just call it like lead. Sounds lit. I'm going to spell like LIT6, which is the Yue Ping, the romanization for lead. It's lit. I mean, light the candles. Light the candles. Yeah, they are lit. I'm 30. Lit. Light 6 candles, because LIT6, right? It could also mean lead. I mean, there are other syllables with the same pronunciation that means things like fiery or intense. I think that's going to be it. Okay, that's the title. No turning points. Sorry. The phrase has been co-opted. Meanwhile, the subtitle's going to be 30 moments that made me who I am, or that shaped me, or changed my life. I'm open to suggestions. That's going to be like the subtitle. Let me know in the comments what you think I should call it. So I think the obvious first one's going to be my birth. I have the idea that each movement or like miniature could be titled after like a quote. It could be just something someone said during that moment. Could also be a date. I haven't decided. I might do both. I could also describe it. Maybe I could add like a little snippet under the subtitle, under the movement title to describe what it is. That's a possibility. So it could be like, I mean, at my birth, the title is going to be the origin of my Cantonese name. You're right? Yeah. And then the date, obviously my birthday, actual date of birth. And then maybe I'll have a little writing talking about, oh, this is about my birth. I'm not going to brainstorm like how it's going to be now. I think I'm going to like focus on listing the moments. But I'm thinking like birth, because I was told my birth was pretty dicey. So it could be something, I don't know. Something like the one I just played. No. No, that sounds very Ravel. No, what would be like symbolic of my own birth? That's good. Oh, that sounds like I'm like a devil incarnate. That's like, oh, this is Israel coming. Nah, I don't like that. Maybe like from the top. That doesn't sound like dicey enough. don't like that. No. I mean, that's boring. Do I want something that sounds like this, or something more like? No, I think I want the flowy one. Flowy feels more like in the womb, right? It's watery, it's flowy. Nah, that's too like actual punching. This could develop a bit. Nah, I don't want that. Nah, that's good. Picardy third, that's how you do it, like happy ending. The legend is born, or whatever. Anyway, let's move on, right? Let's move on. That's gonna be too long. I'm thinking I could do the time when I was a kid. I was like 3 when I poured boiling water on my thigh and got and that scarred me forever. I've been through a lot of like operations. I've had like all sorts of treatment throughout my childhood just because of that one burn. So that's gonna be the first of accidents that are in my lifetime. I think that hasn't really shaped who I am, like as in my personality or what I do, but it is permanently part of me. So I don't even know when it is. I've got to ask my parents. Like, do they have the exact date that happened? Maybe they don't have a record. Maybe they could like look for the hospital records or whatever. And then what did I do as a kid? You know what? I want to do like the first composition that I remember. I mean, it's probably not the first one I ever did, but it's the first one I remember, because there was one time. It was something that I did repeatedly, but one time I remember we were in like a dim sum restaurant, and they have little sheets of paper that you use to order dim sum, and I would grab one of those and write like a staff at the back, and then like start writing music on them. It was very bad music, but I could use that very bad music and put it in this miniature. Not that I remember what it is. Maybe my parents have it, maybe? Who knows? I need to ask them. So I think one of them was called Homework. One of them was called like Sport or like Running. You see, I was so boring as a kid. Oh, I think one of them was called Bored as well. They have like very slow, long notes, especially the Bored one. Yeah, I'll ask if our parents still have that sheet that because we had that for a while. I think we had that for a while. I'll see if they still have it. I could like use that for the raw material and then develop that into something more interesting, more inspired. I'm gonna write down some moods now as well. So my birth is dicey. The first composition that was like inspired, that was like the spark. I love the Polish word iskra. It means spark, and it also like it sounds like the first half of Israel. So yeah, accident, that's also dicey, right? What a shock. What else? I changed school at some point, or I refused to. My parents offered me to change schools, but I was like, no, what about my friends? Which was stupid because I didn't have any friends. What's the mood? Reluctant? Gonna have some like sad harmony? I don't know. No. No. could do a bitonal thing. I could do something like that. No, not like that, but bitonal. I've always wanted to do bitonal. I might do that. Bitonal or longing harmony. Okay, what's next? I have in my notes the first time I ever experienced racism. That's going to leave a mark. I'm going to tell you the story eventually. I'm not going to do that now. I feel like I've spoken too much. I'm going to like speed it up now. Am I skipping straight to my... No, let's change that. I'm going to do the time when I actually changed my school, as opposed to the time I didn't change my school. And then it's going to be like the time I got great success in my examination, which was always a thing, I guess. I've always been good at school. What's next? Oh, I'm not going to skip straight past my uni years. Any life-changing moments in my uni years? Changed piano teacher. That feels relevant, even if it's not as impactful as some other ones might be. But it is relevant to a piano piece. Exchange, obviously. What would be the moment I went on exchange? No, not quite yet. Let's do Umbrella. The Umbrella movement. That was the first time I ever saw hope in my people. I felt like that was a utopia for a little bit. That's good. Exchange. What's a moment in my exchange year? I can't choose. I put a question mark here. Maybe the time I landed, but I went on a trip in Germany first. I could also do Germany. That was a big trip. That was my first time like doing my thing across the entire country for the whole month. What about the music school that I sort of taught at? I'll think about it. And then towards the end of my uni years, that was when I got my scholarship for Oxford. That moment definitely is going to be in it. I remember that moment quite well, except I don't remember what I said. But I remember like getting the phone call, being elated. And then definitely like how I met my partner, which is also towards the end of uni. There's going to be a few different moments that we shared in the early days of our relationship. And that leads straight to my graduation concert. Not really life-changing, but also like monumental. Maybe I can focus on how it might have changed my life. Has it really changed my life? I'm not sure. What's next? Leaving Hong Kong, not for the first time, but like moving to the UK for the first time, which would definitely be an important moment that changed my life because I live in the UK now. I'm going to be British in a couple of years. What I did when I was studying at Oxford, I was not part of the protest movement in Hong Kong, but instead I did something else. You can see that on my channel, on this channel right here. So that's going to be definitely life-changing. It stayed with me very, very much. And then it was the pandemic. That's when I started various like social media things. I started doing YouTube, like my other channel, and a podcast. Those were life-changing, but I'm not sure what exactly the moment's going to be. Probably like the moment I sat down and recorded myself speaking like 11 languages for the first time, which most of them I don't speak anymore. What else? The time I crashed my car. Yeah, definitely. That's life-changing. I don't drive anymore. Not that I refuse to. Like, some people say that I might actually be traumatized and like have a reluctance to drive because of that. That's what my barber told me last time I went to him last week. I don't think it is. That's just I don't like the idea of driving, like from a ideological perspective. When I met my supervisor, my PhD supervisor, because that's a moment that changed my life. I had met a few like potential supervisors by that point, but yeah, this became my teacher for the past few years. And then when the films that I wrote music for premiered, that was in London, I met lots of famous people. When I got my pet hamster, if you haven't seen the tribute that I made to him, I wrote a piece of music for him, and also I made a video on my other channel about him. Oh, I'm getting up to 30. When I spent a year in Lithuania learning the language. Actually, if I'm including this, should I include like when I spent a year, a month, not a year. All of these. I spent a month in Vancouver learning English. and a month in Vienna learning German. They're all V cities for some reason, yeah. Let's see if we have extra like slots for these, because we are getting up to 30. But the thing is, during my month in Vilnius in Lithuania, I also wrote my orchestral piece, which is like a culmination of my PhD research and also like how I feel as an immigrant. So that was personally important as well. So maybe I could just combine them into one moment and we could skip the other like language courses. Some other romantic moments. And then we're getting up to the current year. This year is a year when when I properly went viral for the first time. And even though that sounds really cliche, I mean, oh, I went viral and that changed my life, but it really did change my life because I've got a lot more attention because the video was about learning Welsh, and I got a lot of attention from like the Welsh learning world. I literally just recorded an interview with the Welsh radio about my journey, even though it was a very short interview. So that brings me up to the present day. I mean, I can't tell what I'm doing now is going to change my life, so I can't really include any of that. So we have like a couple left. We have like 3 left. I could actually just include the other stays abroad, but it just feels like, oh yeah, I was there for a month. What about it? How did it change my life? I'm gonna have to like give them more thoughts. Maybe I'll take out some of these and add something else when they come to my mind. And most importantly, it's also like focusing my research questions, that kind of stuff. Because when I do research, I have to think about, oh, what's the significance of this? What is the core question? So with these, I'm gonna think about in what ways have they changed my life? So that's gonna be a question I'm gonna be asking myself, and I will tell you more about them at the next progress update video. I think I will probably start writing the first bit that I just like sort of improvise a little bit. And if you want to support my project, I don't have anything for my music activities, but you know what? I have a Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee for my language channels. It's the same person ultimately, so even if the purpose is not music related, if you want to support me, definitely go to my Patreon / my Buy Me a Coffee page to donate, because nobody's paying me to write these pieces of music. So if you would, that would be very much appreciated. And I hope that you have watched so far, and I hope that you will come back and see my other progress updates. Thank you, and see you in the next one.